Welcome to High Value Blueprint, the space where bold ideas meet real talk. In today's video, we're taking a deep dive into a controversial moment from Kevin Samuels that's lighting up the timeline. Let's break it down, challenge the narrative, and see what truths we can uncover.
Live your life. Hello.
Hello. Hi.
Hi, how are you?
I am doing wonderful. How are you?
I'm okay. How old are you?
I just turned 30.
Are you single or married?
Divorced.
Okay. Any children?
2 girls, 9 and 13 years old.
Okay. So the question I'm asking tonight is, what is the right message for women today? And you got 2 young girls. So what's the right message?
What's the right message for women today?
Because people often tell me, what are you doing talking about this stuff? You're not a woman. You know what you're talking about? Okay, well, if I don't know what I'm talking about, I'm asking the women. What's the right message for women? Since apparently we don't know what we're talking about.
Well, what I would say is family is important because I know a lot of women today don't really take relationships and family very seriously. So that should be top priority back to what we know. That's something I know you focus on a lot. So marriage is important, family is important. And that's something I do, advocate a lot when it comes like in terms of talking to young women, including my older daughter.
How old is your oldest?
She's 13 years old.
And how long have you been divorced?
We've been separated for 5 years, divorced 3 years.
And who filed for divorce?
I did.
Huh?
I did.
How do those 2 positions line up?
Pardon me?
How do those 2 positions line up? If you're saying the right message for women today is marriage and family, you were married and had a family, but then you left it.
Yes, I did. So, I filed for divorce because I live in Canada, by the way, and after moving to Canada, because me and my husband had a visiting relationship for many years. When I moved here, things obviously changed, and I couldn't care for my children. I wasn't able to be a mother 100%, and I had to change. And I know the only way I can do better is if I file for divorce. I was stressed a lot. My husband wasn't faithful, and it kind of didn't. I wasn't in a good place knowing that. So eventually, I had to just accept that. Okay, I cannot function here, and pardon me.
Your husband's in Canada?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you what I just heard. I was too weak for marriage. So I decided to be a single mother, and that's nowhere near as tough.
Can I say something?
Sure.
I really fought for my marriage. I suggested counseling. My husband wouldn't go with me. I did the lone track counseling. Even after we were separated, I was going to therapy while I was still there, doing everything I'm supposed to be doing as a wife, all my life duties.
You got divorced on what grounds?
So I basically, when I filed for divorce, it was, mutual, but he obviously, my husband, it wasn't, I didn't want to.
There's grounds. What was the grounds?
Yeah. I just said it was mutual.
It's not a mutual, man. I'm doing my best, but don't do this to me.
Okay.
Grounds. You have to file a ground. Was it irreconcilable differences?
Maybe that's what it was. I honestly don't remember.
How long have you been divorced?
3 years. since 2019, the
Now, I
beginning
want
of
you to understand why
2019.
I'm starting to look at you a certain kind of way. You're the woman
Yes.
that came in and said marriage and family is so important.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, I'm still hearing you filed for divorce
Yes, I
on the
did.
terms of irreconcilable differences. And what I'm hearing, what a lot of guys are hearing, here comes another woman painting herself in the victim position. It was hard. It was this. I tried, and I was a saint. I mean, the way, and maybe this isn't you, but the way so many of you women talk is like you're damn angels.
Oh,
And the men are walking around as demons, and I tried so much. He didn't want to go to counseling or therapy. But you know what the funny thing is? At the end of that story, it's 80% of the time, it is a woman's name as the plaintiff.
that's true.
So excuse me. There was a movie called was it Constantine? John Constantine. And where the archangel Gabriel turned out to be the villain. That's what I hear when I hear a lot of you women talk all these right things, but at the end of the day, on that divorce action, your name is the plaintiff, Gabriel.
Mm-hmm.
So if you hadn't filed for divorce, would your family still be together?
Yes.
Okay. So do you understand how everybody else could be just as confused as what you say? And
I
your daughter, like,
understand.
over there, if marriage and family is so important, why'd you leave our daddy?
I know. I do
Do you?
understand.
Do you? Do you?
I do.
Because if you did, I think you would have told the story a different way. You'd have told the
Okay.
story a way to where you really understood. You told the story where you were a victim. I tried my best. I did my best, but I guess my best was, see, it was mutual. I've been doing this too long. And the funny thing is, it doesn't matter if you're in Canada, New York City, Miami, in the West, you ladies all tell the same story.
Mm-hmm.
So now, since family is so important, the next step is to go get a stepfather.
Well, I would love to get married.
Why would a
And
man, why would a man marry you when you already left your husband and the father of the kids? Why would a guy come in and take over two daughters of a woman who left her husband?
I understand.
No, 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 no. I asked why.
Why? Um, well, I would obviously explain the reason, even though I just said I didn't get into a lot of details. So having that conversation would be important in
The,
making that person
the
understand.
details, I don't need to get into all the details.
Hmm.
But what if you got married and this man cheated, so you say? You gonna leave again?
Um, so, to be honest with you, I always hear you talk, and that's something you.
Would you leave again?
Well, it's something that I'm looking at very differently.
How did you find out that your husband was, I'm gonna assume he was cheating. How did you find out he was cheating?
So I had people.
Somebody told
Sorry. Okay, well, yeah, people reached out to me
people like
many
who?
times.
People like who?
So random women would reach out, and I would ask, and
Random women that he was dealing with?
yeah, yeah. So that was kind of made me feel real awful. Like they had
Hold on,
access
hold
to
on,
me.
hold on. Let me ask some questions.
Yeah.
So you saying your husband was cheating? How many times did he cheat? How many women reached out to you?
I lost count because while I was in Guyana, like he was like, yeah. So when I got here, like
I'm just trying to understand, man, because
it just came out of left field.
what you're saying is, I was married, and I got two kids, and my husband was cheating, and he was cheating so much that every day I came home and I had women all over the place. That's not how people move. That's the way you're telling the story, but I want to know how many women, approximately. He said, I lost count. Where did you stop counting?
Maybe at like 5.
Five.
Yeah.
So five. So he cheated with, there were 5 women he cheated with. And these 5 women called you.
Messages, inbox calls, send photos, things like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they said, hey, I just want you to know I'm having an affair with your husband.
Things like that, yeah. Or doesn't want you,
Mm-hmm.
you're just there, and like this weird stuff.
And then when you asked him about the first woman, what did he say?
Um, it's not that serious. I don't want her.
Okay.
Like, yeah, I'm married to you.
Okay. And you were in Guyana and he was in where?
So the first time I found out, we both was in the States.
You were both where?
When we were in the States, like celebrating
both in
our
the States.
anniversary. Yeah.
So you were with your husband, he cheated with some woman, and this woman reached out to you and said, your husband is, I'm sleeping with your husband. And you confronted him, he said, I don't want her, I'm with you.
Mm-hmm.
All right, let's move on to the second and third one. The second one reached out and said what?
So by that time I was here,
And he was where?
and both of us was here.
We both were there. And somebody reached out to you again?
The second time I just saw like messages, like I woke up and I left the room and I came back and his phone was on, and I just saw like these random photos was coming through.
His phone was on?
It was like, so he was texting the person, and as I walk into the room, he put on the phone. So the phone kept, but because the message kept coming through, it stayed lit.
Yeah.
And I was like, what is that? And it was just like, I can't wait to see you. I miss you. Been thinking about you, kind of like that. Think about it now.
No, well, okay. So he was messaging somebody.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we asked him about it. What did he say?
He doesn't know the girl. He just met her, which was not true.
Okay. And this happened 3 more times, you say?
Yeah, it happened quite often.
Okay.
It was like to a point where sometimes he would not come home. Like, I'm going to stay with my boys. I fell asleep with my boys. It was like, no.
Well, I mean, if he was doing, that kind of stuff, that's reckless.
Yeah.
I don't make excuses for infidelity. I think if you're going to step out, you need to say something. You need to get that understood up front. Yeah. Just take the story as you say it, but I'm going to tell you, it is so unusual for women to just, I've lived on this planet for a long time, have women back to back to back contacting a wife. Okay, but let's just say it happened that way. Okay. And you wanted to go to therapy because you wanted to save your marriage, and he was okay with getting divorced.
He wasn't okay with getting divorced. He just said, I don't need therapy. I don't need to go to marriage.
But he was still gonna, but he still wanted to have relations with other women.
Yeah. Obviously he would say like, I wouldn't, but it would still happen.
Okay. So I got a hard question to ask.
Okay.
I got a hard question. Prepare. You've been single for 3 years. And you're out again?
30.
3:30. I know a lot of women don't like trying to manage men's sexuality. Would it be better to go find a stepfather, or just put down some rules?
I think it would be better to definitely finding a husband and finding a husband, someone who I can start over.
Okay, no, I didn't say the husband. I said a stepfather, because that's what it is.
For my daughters?
No, it's going to be a stepfather.
Yes. The answer is yes, Kevin, yes.
Well, see, the reason I make the distinction is because you women think about yourselves first. But a man is going to pick you. He has to have 2 daughters who are going into puberty. That is an extremely dangerous situation for a man with sense. Do you want any more children?
I would love to have 2 more children.
Okay. Do you want to work after you're pregnant and married again?
Yes, because I have two children already.
What percentage of the overall family financial load do you want to have to be responsible for those 4 children?
I would say about 30%.
30%. Did you go to college?
Yes, I did.
Okay. How much are you going to need to? How much annual income are you going to need to have to live a comfortable life with 4 children?
In Canada, I would say maybe like 350,000 to
Okay.
four.
Are
Yeah.
you making more than 6 figures?
I'm currently not more than 6 figures.
Okay. Are you making more than 80,000?
Right below that.
Below that could be 50 or it could be 70,000.
Okay. Between 70 and 80.
Okay, ma'am. Due respect. Between 70 and 80, and if you need 350, that ain't 30%.
I know.
Yeah. Yeah. See, women's income just doesn't jump. To make 30% of 350, you'd have to be at 115,000, 120.
Mhm.
That means you have to have a 50% raise. That don't happen.
That does not happen.
No, it doesn't happen. So that means you'd have to have a man who's making, oh, let's give you 80. That means you have to have a man that's making $270,000 who wants to be a stepdaddy. What percentage of men do you think make $270,000 who are
3%?
who want to be stepfathers to teenage daughters?
Not a lot of persons.
What percentage?
I would say under 3%.
No,
Or
3%.
want to be.
3% of men make that amount of money. But then you also have to have of that 3%. You have to find a man that's single,
Mhm.
marriage minded, willing to be a stepdad of 2 teenage daughters. You find attractive. This is why you don't like what I'm about to say. This is why I have to tell you, ladies, go back to your husbands. Because you're now in the sexual marketplace.
Mhm.
And the sexual marketplace don't care. Your kids are special to you. We don't care. The marketplace doesn't care. That's another bill. How are your children going to be an asset to another man? But he has to pay for them. If he had 2 children with you, every dollar that he would spend in that household, 50 cents of it would go towards his biological children, 50 cents of it will go towards somebody else's biological children. In nature, when a lion or a male takes over new females, what do they do with the cubs? So this is what I'm trying to tell you, ladies. Y'all wanted everything. You wanted men to be faithful and this and that. So I'll just blow up my family when I say the most important thing is family and marriage, which is what you had.
Mhm.
Backed out and you wrecked your own home. Even though you say I've tried to do therapy and counseling, whatever. What you didn't say is you didn't say, well, all right, here you go. Don't let me find out about it. Don't bring home no babies, outside kids. Don't embarrass me. No, you wanted him to be loyal.
No, I did say that.
You did or you did not?
I did.
You told him what?
I told him like let's try this again in the beginning of 2020.
After
And
the divorce.
yes, the divorce was
No,
already
no, no,
final.
no, no. What I'm saying is you didn't say, here's some parameters to your sexual desires. No outside babies, no diseases, don't be spending no money, and don't embarrass me. You wanted him to stop.
Mhm.
Okay. And he didn't. And now here you are trying to reconcile after a divorce. And a lot of women are like, you should have left, girl, such and so forth. Them was the same damn women who going home to this. And now you're out here in the sexual marketplace, and you know what you look like? A whole snack. She got 2 kids. Oh, I can knock that off real quick. I tell her what she want to hear. I'm gonna hit it from the back a few times. What? What? 350,000? 2 kids? Pay these bills? Shit. I'm gonna give me a little 24-year-old before I do all that. I'm not taking no 30-year-old woman with 2 kids. Fuck that. I mean, I'm serious. That's how men are
I
thinking.
know. I know.
And when you said let's reconcile, what did he say?
Yes, we tried, but 2 months in, I found out during the separation he was sleeping with someone that I know, and the girl act crazy, like she was stalking me, and I'm like, okay,
Oh, he sounded like he had a taste for women. So everybody he was cheating with, you found out about.
not everyone. I know not
You
everyone.
said 2 months after y'all tried to reconcile, you found out he was doing what?
Talking to someone that I knew, like I
Talking to
had,
somebody that you knew.
like was sleeping with the girl. The girl was living where we lived together. Like she was there like 5 times a week, and
But you guys are divorced, right?
yeah, it was while the divorce was processing when she was living there.
Okay, I'm confused.
So
I thought you said
when
after the divorce was final, you guys tried to reconcile.
yeah, so the divorce got finalized December of 2019, right?
Okay.
And so 2020, like right around January, because we talk, right? We had a really good
Okay.
interaction.
January 2020.
But so March, I found out because he's with me all the time, and now she started acting up, and it was just a lot, and it was a lot.
You divorced him.
Yeah,
So you legally divorced him, and then you wanted him to talk to you about getting back together and still live like he was. No, he could fuck whoever he wanted to. See, you make no sense. You
but
want him
Kevin,
you divorced him, then let's reconcile. And he doesn't sound like he has the guts to tell you directly, no, I'm gonna keep doing what I'm doing over here. It sounds like he tells you what you want to hear, and then I'm gonna tell you, you strike me as the kind of woman that goes looking for shit too at this point. And you seem like you might be justified, but still you go looking for problems. You got a man who likes to, how old is this guy?
he was 18 years older than I was.
18 years old. How much does he make?
Average.
18. God damn. You got yourself in a dilly of a pickle. Well, here's the hardcore reality. It always comes down, well, you don't have them anymore, so that's who you married. That's who you had kids with. I'm sorry. People ain't gonna like what I have to say, but that's who you picked. Because now you're just out here, and the chances of you getting what you want, it's unlikely. It's just, especially this whole woman want to have 2 kids, and I mean, who's gonna pay for that? And your husband didn't make this kind of money. Why do you get a man like that after 2 kids? You get another average man at best. How tall are you?
I'm 5'9".
Dress size?
My dress size, I was 4, sometimes 6, just depends.
My point is, I always tell women you don't get higher than your baby daddy.
That's true.
So your husband was an average guy, and he was almost 50, 48.
Right now he's 48, yeah.
That's what you get. He is the ceiling. You made babies with a 48-year-old average guy who was catting around town. What the hell does a $300,000 a year surgeon or attorney tell his friends and his partners and his colleagues that he's going to be a stepfather to a woman with a... Nah. I'm being honest. And guys are like telling the truth. The women are probably losing their minds. But unfortunately, it's almost like the Cold War. There are levels that you're willing to deal with. And shit, he's gonna leave. He's gonna die earlier than you anyway. So I don't know. This sounds like a bad situation all the way around. I'm just saying, And whoever you are, dude, you should. If she's being honest, you should be a hell of a lot chose better. Because I've just never.
I can't hear you. Sorry, I couldn't hear you.
All the best. So your daughters, you're teaching them marriage and family. Have you talked? Do you talk to them about the relationship with their father?
If I've spoken to them about
Why y'all are divorced?
I didn't, because I don't think that is something that I should be discussing with them now.
Please don't. Please don't. And I'm saying at the end of the day, if it's about marriage and family, it's rough. But I don't know. I think one of the worst things we did was have no fault divorce, because I'm not talking about you, because this sounds pretty crazy to me. But there are women who leave their relationships for far less because they think the grass is greener on the other side. It's not like you have cause. If he was around guys like me, we'd beat his ass. Because you don't, even if you're gonna mess around, you don't embarrass your fucking wife. That's just what you don't do. I don't cheat. I've never cheated. And I'll tell you, I've said that before, and any woman I've ever dealt with will tell you, he's a lot of things, but a cheater he ain't. I understand why guys do it, and I'm thinking if you're going to do something like that, you need to talk about that up front before you get married. If she signs off on it, you sign off on it, but there gotta be rules. Because that's not realistic to think you should come home to crazy women on the phone and somebody sitting on the side of the bed fucking texting somebody sloppy ass like that. That's he need his ass whooped for that shit. That's the fuck shit. It's not an easy situation. But have you had counseling?
I have.
Okay.
I have.
Well, I will say this, and I got to move on. Sound like he's a piece of shit. I'm not going to tell you to stay with a piece of cheating shit who ain't doing that. So I'm an advocate for men, but this is bullshit. You have to learn, you have to figure out what it is of value you're going to bring to a man that you want to be with, and understand you're looking for a stepfather before a husband, and you're going to have to outcompete the women who have no children, especially no daughters. That's your position to be in. You're in Canada. You may not know anything about American football, but there was a team called the Buffalo Bills. They were down at halftime, 38-3. They were down by 35 points, and they came back and won the game. He's gonna have a plan. You're gonna have to get some. You're gonna have to get some interceptions. You're gonna have the defense to go have to hold. You got to score some points. You have to do some shit, man. Because you got two girls. Your youngest girl is how old?
9 years old. She'll be 10 in April.
The worst case, you're 30. So the worst case, at 18, you'll be 40. Maybe decide to do it after she's out of the house at 40.
That's too long.
Well, baby girl, you got kids. I'm telling you right now, in 2022, there's no way in Hades I would deal with a woman with daughters. All any man has to do is go in there and your daughter say, he looked at me a certain way. Fuck
this shit, I'm out. Fuck this shit, I'm out. No thanks, don't mind me. I'ma just grab myself and leave. Excuse me, please. Fuck this shit.
I would tell any man, fuck that shit. The climate it's not a good time. You know it's a very anti-male climate. And you know the allegation is enough. And a man that would pass your level of suitability is an above average earner. Too much to risk. Too much to risk. And you got to understand that that's where men are coming from. So I get it why you're saying that's too long. Well, then that tells me you better come up with a killer sales presentation and be able to deliver to make somebody want to sign on the line, which is dotted at 30 years old, to take on a 9-year-old and a 13-year-old. Sound like you got homework.
Yeah.
Better go get some coffee, some no-dos. Get in the gym, learn to get in the gym, get you a cookbook.
I'm a chef.
Well, Well, to get you the Kama Sutra, you better learn how to be more than a chef. You better be something else. You got to have a package. All right, have a good night.
Before you go,
Yeah, go
can
ahead.
I say something?
Go ahead.
So I do have someone who's interested in marrying me, but they live in New York. And they live in New York. And so they told me like a year and a half ago, they're giving me 2 years to decide if I'm going to move there. I was very hesitant of relocating, but they're an amazing person, marriage minded, 48 years old. They don't want any more children. They're fine with my 2 daughters. But I've just been like thinking if I didn't want to like relocate, and they would never move here because they're a city person and they want to stay in New York City.
Hello, are you insane?
I'm here. I'm right
I know. Are
here.
you insane? Somebody
No.
wants to marry you,
Yes.
and all you have to do is move.
Relocate. Yeah.
This is why I say you can't please average. You can't please modern women. What else do you want? You want the motherfucker to be around the corner from you? He's willing to. He's amazing in all these things. He knows your situation. He's willing to take you and your daughters.
Okay. Okay. Got it.
Well, here's the thing. Hey, man, wherever you are in
Yeah.
New York, go get another woman. Stop taking up phone calls and stop being so available. Then she'll come running real quick. If he stop answering your phone calls and say, you waited too long, I got somebody else, what would your decision then be? You'd say, okay, have a nice life, enjoy.
Back to what you said.
No, what
Fear.
would you say if he said you waited too long, I got somebody else? You'd say what?
I don't know.
See, and that's the problem. You ladies are lazy daters. You're not competitive. Oh, Jesus Christ. Y'all think men are supposed to be easy to get.
But you're right,
But nothing.
Kevin.
You're in Canada. You got 2 kids. You got somebody.
I never dated, so I just have that mindset, that old mindset.
What are you talking about? This is the joke. I want you guys to look up the joke called the husband store. You got another man who's willing to be your husband.
Mhm.
What makes you think you're going to get a better deal?
It's not about a better deal.
It
To be
is.
honest with you.
Yeah, it is. Because it's either if the God you understand and believe in came and said, "This is the last man. This is it. The last bus. No more." You either pick him or the rest of your life single. What would you do?
I would probably relocate.
That's the point. I said it last night. Modern women weaponize the possibility. Y'all are so worried about the possibility, the possibility, the possibility. This is why I have no sympathy for a lot of you, because you sit around like, well, it could, I don't know. Where are your people from?
My background? Guyana.
Okay. Never been to Guyana, but it is on the continent of Africa.
No, South America.
Guyana?
Guyana, yes.
Okay. South America?
hmm Next to Brazil, Venezuela.
Man, what am I thinking about? Uganda, I'm sorry.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, Americans don't know geography real. But anywho, let me look at something real quick. What's the geography of Guyana?
Less than 1 million people on the coast of South
Guyana is
America.
in West Africa.
Nope.
Ghana.
Oh,
Ghana.
yeah. Only English-speaking country in South America.
Okay, spell it.
G-U-Y.
G-U-I.
G-U-Y.
G-U-Y.
A-N-A.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay, I understand why I'm thinking. Honest mistake. Okay. South America, rainforest, English speaking, calypso music, Okay. Well, you know, that's too long. The point is, I was going to say, look, you have opportunity.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. I think you probably you take the man to New York and get out
Okay.
my show. I'm serious. I don't know what.
Okay.
I'm tired. I'm just tired. You
Thank
got
you.
somebody who wants to marry you. You don't want to move. I'm like, what the French toast? You're lucky. You're lucky. Go on over there and marry the guy and smile and be happy and do your duty. And he's apparently gonna pay the bills. What else do you want?
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Man, see this one right here? This one's tough to watch because you can tell she's not a bad woman. She's not rude. She's not bitter. She's just lost. She's 37, divorced, 2 kids, and she doesn't even know why she filed for divorce. That's the wildest part. Like, how do you get to the point of ending a marriage and still not be able to say exactly why you did it? You notice how she just sits there, eyes blinking, trying to put words together. That's not confidence. That's confusion. She doesn't know how she got here. And the scary part is, that's how so many women end up single mothers in their late 30s. They just go with feelings in the moment. No logic, no structure, no real accountability, just emotion. She said the guy was a narcissist and a cheater. And listen, I'm not saying she's lying. That's very possible. But you could tell she knew who he was early on. She just ignored it. She fell for the bad boy energy, the charm, the attention. And now, years later, she's sitting there wondering what happened. The truth? The signs were always there. She just didn't want to see them. And what's sad is, she could have been a wife for real. You can tell she has that softness, that feminine energy, but she used it on the wrong type of man. Now she's older, 2 kids deep, trying to rebuild her identity. And that's not easy. She said there's this guy from New York she's been talking to. I hope she doesn't mess that up. Because life doesn't always give second chances. The universe already gave her one lesson. Whether she learns from it or not, that's on her. Ladies, I'll say this. Don't wait until you've been broken to start learning about yourself. Don't wait until you've lost a marriage to start thinking with your head instead of your feelings. Be wise before you fall in love, not after.